Good day. I'm Assistant Secretary John Hager. Secretary Spellings has made it her mission to see that the promises of No Child Left Behind, or NCLB, and the Individuals with Disabilities Education Act, or IDEA, become reality in every state, school district, and classroom in the country. Throughout today's event, we will be discussing how the final regulations will support that work. As you know, President Bush signed the reauthorization of IDEA on December the 3rd, 2004. These amendments strengthen the federal effort to ensure that every child with a disability receives a high-quality, free, appropriate public education designed to achieve the standards reflected in NCLB. Following the reauthorization of IDEA, the Office of Special Education and Rehabilitative Services held two series of public meetings across the country to solicit suggestions and ideas to help us develop draft regulations. We received thousands of emails and letters from school administrators, teachers, parents, and advocates. The comments addressed a range of topics. Overarching themes emerged around the implementation of IDEA and NCLB, including highly qualified teacher requirements, private school placements for children with disabilities, and response to intervention models to identify children with specific learning disabilities. We have made appropriate changes in the final regulations based on these comments. However, we still have much to do. We're working on the Part C regulations and on responding to comments and making appropriate revisions to our plans for implementing the pilot programs for paperwork burden reduction and multi-year IEPs. Still, the Part B IDEA regulations were our biggest challenge, and we're pleased to see them released. We've restructured the regulations to make them easier to use. We integrated into the regulations virtually all requirements from the new law, applicable pre-existing regulations, and those new requirements that we need to implement the new law. We've assembled these materials using the same general order and structure as the IDEA itself. We believe this organization will be helpful, both in reading the regulations and in finding the direct link from the regulation to the corresponding requirement in the law. We've also added several appendices so that important implementation tools will be readily accessible. With the release of these Part B final regulations, we're ready to make important shifts in our thinking. We're excited about moving from concerns with writing the regulations to seeing the regulations used as a vehicle to substantially improve services to all children. We see these new regulations resulting in better planning, more accountability, improved instruction, and higher achievement. The reauthorized statute created a paradigm shift that will allow us to begin articulating new approaches to identifying and teaching children with learning difficulties. As the report of the President's Commission on Excellence in Special Education noted in 2002, we must think of children with disabilities first as general education students. We look forward to supporting the implementation of these regulations in several ways. We've identified opportunities to provide technical assistance, including community-based meetings and national implementation meetings. In addition, we're developing a curriculum that can be used at both the state and local levels to train providers, parents, advocates, and other stakeholders. We appreciate the commitment and the dedication of parents, educators, policymakers, and others interested in improving the education of children with disabilities, and look forward to continuing the work with our partners and stakeholders in fulfilling the promises of NCLB and IDEA for children with disabilities across the nation. Thank you for your attention and support.